Good day, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Ed Reed has just become the head coach of Bethune-Cookman. So, NFL, HBCUs, boom! Now you got me. Generally, people always, when something goes on within my world or circle, people want to know my opinion or what my thoughts are, or just what do you think? First off, I always have to give a disclaimer that none of my affiliations, these are strictly my opinions and my thoughts. So no matter who I'm affiliated with, these are my opinions and my thoughts only. So we got to do the disclaimer because of this world that we live in this digital world. So this is Darnary McCann's opinion on HBCUs and NFL. All right. So first off, HBCU, shout out to Ed Reed. Met the guy, Baltimore training camp, 2008, great guy. But business side, let's talk business. Obviously a great player, Hall of Fame, that's not even a question. And then, of course, he knows football. Now, the first part of business would be, can he coach? The other part is MEAC, SWAC, black colleges have always had professional athletes come back. Y'all can lean on Deion, but Deion's a gravitational pull. Deion is a son. Coach Prime, Coach Sanders, he's a son. He has a gravitational pull. That's his personality. That's what he's always been. His name is Prime Time. Prime Time, once upon a time, you were going to watch TV. Your whole family was going to sit down and watch TV. What time? Prime Time. So he's created that moniker, and he's created a character around it, and people follow it. So whatever he goes, he's going to be successful. So now if you go back through HBCU history, the coach at Alabama, that had a little issue with him, with the bro hug, I think it's Coach Robinson. He played in the pros. Rod Milstead, who was at Dell State, he played in the pros, and I think he got a Super Bowl. Doug Williams went to Grambling. He played in the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. He coached at Grambling, but the media never gave that attention because their personalities don't have that same gravitational pull. Ed is actually more of a cool guy. He's more laid back. He can ball, but he's more of he doesn't have the personality. But back to the history, pro athletes have always gone back or come to HBCUs and coached. Now, the next question is of business. We don't know, or I'm going to say I don't know, how business works at HBCU when it comes to sports. The PWIs have proven that your biggest asset is your little black boys. They've taken them away from you since the 70s, and you've done nothing to change that. 70% is in the NBA, 70% is in the NFL. So, generally, what you'll get is HBCU looking for the second tier, the third tier to fourth tier athlete, or the kid that walked on, because either he didn't have the GPA or didn't know black colleges existed. Now, after this year, after Deion, the wave will last a couple more years. But then what will happen if HBCUs don't change their business model? I don't know what the business model is, but kids don't know. And then the kids that do know, oh, it's ghetto, it's hood, you'll fight, you'll get killed. This is what's coming out of our culture and from the mouths of people who've never gone to HBCU. So all that has to come in a factor. Also, Ed Reed's coaching history. What is his history? Has he coached the high school team to a championship or just coached the high school team? I know he coached pros for a little bit, I think, after his career. But like I said, I haven't done any research yet as far as his coaching ability. And then, of course, lack thereof resources. HBCUs don't have resources. They've never leveraged businesses. I don't see it. Where's it at? From my understanding, the MEAC is down to 6 football teams. And then I think the SWAC probably has like 12. But where's the money going? So from my understanding, from my knowledge, when the schools make money, the whole athletic program uses the money, which doesn't make sense. If the football team is bringing in the most money, why shouldn't that money benefit the football team? I know why. Because you have to have women's sports. Women's sports don't generate the revenue. And if you look, I can say from my university that I've seen, but, it's always a rumor of who has how many scholarships, where are the scholarships going. We have all these women's sports and scholarships, and now I think men's are down to track, which is still half because you split those scholarships, from my understanding. You got baseball, you have football, and you have basketball. Besides those 4 sports, what else do the boys have? And boys are the physical animals. But you have equestrian, you have bowling, you have track, you have softball, you have lacrosse. Some places have soccer, basketball, volleyball. I don't think most East Coast teams have a boys volleyball. So you have over 9 sports that can give young ladies scholarships. But I understand where the money is. So that's why I'm asking, what is the business model? Will Ed Reed have success without having resources? Will Ed Reed have success without being able to recruit because he can't give somebody a full scholarship? How many scholarships are actually given? Because it's always a battle. How many scholarships does the football team really have? Alumni hear one thing, the board says one thing, the football coach says something else. So I don't know. But this is what I do know as far as dealing with Delaware State and HBCUs and MEAC, of trying to figure out, why don't we do better business when we provide the entertainment? Do we still have the same business motto from 1970? So that will be my question. Those will be my questions to presidents, athletic directors. Is the same business model. It's great that he's coming down, or he's coming to HBCU. I ain't say coming down, coming to HBCU. And then some people who, Deion might be the first one to actually, I think, jump. But generally, you just move lateral. So as a coach, you'll go from one HBCU to another HBCU, unless you can know somebody, it's connectivity. If you know somebody at the next level, then you move up. If not, you pretty much stay on these levels. You just go lateral. You go from this school to that school to this school. So, and that's just kind of how the business works. So, that's pretty much. I don't know if I gave an opinion or just questions, because, like I said, I want to be more successful. Like nowadays, we have streams. Can the university use streams to get revenue? Because it's about money. It's all about money. We live in a capitalistic society. It's about money. How can you generate more resources for your university? And then, is it spread amongst everyone? And if that's the case, why don't we change it? Why do we? And then moving up as a conference, from my understanding, everybody has to move. Or, if you're talking about the MEAC, how is the MEAC bringing in revenue? How are they getting more new, exciting? It's 2023. These kids walk around with everything. Has to look good, has to feel good, has to smell good. Because if you're going from a high school that's top tier to a university that's not, leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So, if anything, congratulations to Coach Reed. Best wishes, but I would like to see success, because I'm HBCU all day. But I still have to see it from the top, me personally. So we'll see what happens. Will he get the top recruits? Will he be successful? Has he ever coached without resources? Because a lot of times those guys who come from, those PWIs, they used to having resources. They used to having everything they want. So sometimes it's a fight and you get frustrated. All right. That's enough of me babbling.